Welcome back, everybody, to another episode on the single-player world. How you doing today? Hope you're having a good day. I'm having a pretty good day. Got a bunch of work done over here, so let's get right into it. I'll show you what I did. Oh, man. So I fixed our issue we were having. Oh, don't look at guys. I fixed our issue we were having here at the end farm. You can see I got a little bit different arrangement. So this guy's sitting on a bottom slab, and then to block him in, we've got top slabs. So this allows the minecart to be locked into position from the slabs, and then guys will still have a 360-degree view of the endermite inside the minecart. So it seems to work really well. Still have this brewing stand here. It's not like it does anything. It's like the hitbox is pretty much the size of a full block anyway, so that doesn't need to be there. Still a little bit of translocation glitch, but it really doesn't seem to be that big of an issue. See the guy down there too? Yeah, so anyway, that's what's going on up here. I know it's kind of dark, but let's fly down to the bottom. You probably saw some other stuff going on. Oh man, I'm really excited about this. So guys, I did some testing yesterday in survival mode. Randomly, I was going to do it in creative mode, but I figured I would just do it here. And so I got a little bit ahead of myself. Let's try and... Man, I should have been able to make that, but I hit the glass on the way in. So check it out. We got a little platform in here. We still got some guys around because it's still like 3 blocks tall. That's something I definitely could fix. I wonder if I could pop some lighting in here and if it would melt that glass up there. Let's try it out. I can always put it back. Yeah, so you can kind of see what's going on. I'm going to do it on all 4 sides, just for now. I'll probably make some end rod lighting or something like that, but I don't know where they're at. Anyway, I'm rambling, so what's going on here is we've got all these guys in the center, and oh yeah, it's working very well. Very, very, very well. Every time you come here, it kind of just like takes like a minute or two, and you fill up the mob cap like in that amount of time. It's really crazy how fast this is. It's pretty cool, even with how inefficient the piston things at the top are. But we're still able to do it to a point where we clear everybody out, so it's not like completely amazingly efficient, but you know, it does a job. All we need it for is ender pearls. We're really not here for XP. Anyway, I got some ender chests up here hidden away, so if we need our looting sword, if we're not carrying it, we got one up there. Yeah, and so what's happening here is all the items are getting picked up by these hoppers, like so, and they're all getting dispensed from that dispenser thing down there. It's popping them into a water stream. They're getting shot off over there to the portal, and watch this. When they go through there, bam, the portal activates. Isn't that cool? So you get a visual representation of when the items are going through, just like if you're watching for it. It's pretty interesting. And so you're probably like wondering a lot of different things right now. And I know it's complicated. We will explain. It's going to be a pretty technical episode. I'm going to do something really, really crazy today that I've never seen done on console. I've seen it done on PC, but it's so different on console, guys. This is a whole another ball game. All right, so anyway, we got an item elevator down there. If you need a tutorial for that, just go check out my tutorial playlist. You'll see that. It goes straight up into here. I guess I could show you a little bit. Yeah, so it goes right through the bedrock. It's pretty cool. And so then they go on to the other side, and so we'll talk about that in a little bit. There's some really complicated stuff going on over there, and yeah, it's going to require some pretty crazy trickery. So anyway, we've got our platform in here. I'll probably keep on doing more stuff in here. I just like the way that it kind of came together with I don't know, I like the purple in the end with the ice and the water. It's working. I'm really not a fan of purple, but it works in this dimension. So anyway, I figured I would show you the end, what I did over here. So let's try and figure out like what I'm going to do with these ender pearls, because here's the plan. I guess I'll explain the plan. I'm trying to get these to the overworld, and so I don't even really know if it's possible at this point. I've been having a lot of issues with it, but I'm confident that we can figure it out. I'm confident that we can do some fan dangling like I was talking about, and we can get a really cool thing going on. So anyway, that's the plan, at least for the first half of the episode. For most of the half of the episode, see if I am able to finish it and get past it. Yeah, but for now, let's show you what I'm talking about. Let's pop over there. Yeah, and plug in a second controller. Oh my. Okay, so we've been hanging out there for a little while. We've been AFK, and we've been killing them with the looting sword. We've been building up a ton of ender pearls. They've been all going into this portal, and now they're all in the other dimension in an unrendered chunk. You know, it's not rendered, so they're all frozen in one little spot. So when we go through this portal, we should probably pick up a full like inventory full of ender pearls if we've been hanging out there that long. We haven't been hanging out there that long in this case, so we're just going to pick up a couple stacks. Maybe. We'll see. It's super complicated. I'll explain. Okay. Let's go through here. Oh, we didn't actually pick anything up. Oh, we did. Check that out. We just got a bunch of ender pearls. So this is what we just farmed up in the end city island. You know what I mean? And so we came over to here, and we actually came into the ice stream, and we picked up all the stuff that was sitting here. Yeah. So this is the plan. I built 2 of these little dudes right here, and today I'll show you how you can put items through the portal and have them come out in 3 different places. It's pretty ridiculous. The way that this game has been coded and stuff, but you know, it works. I figured it out. I'm able to transfer ender pearls from one place to the other. Yeah, it just takes a little bit of complicated trickery, which I'll explain. So that one. So okay, so there's 3 different places this is going to come out. The pearls when they go through that portal, and it's going to be below this and kind of off to the side, and that is what's confusing me. I don't really know how it chooses different areas, because there's also an area like over here, and we'll talk about that later. So this one is for when you've got one person in the map. This end city is not loaded. There's nobody over here, or end island is not loaded. There's nobody over here, and you're throwing stuff through the portal. It's going to come out here, and I think that's because it's like right below it. You know what I mean? But it's like chooses like a block that's not a bedrock block, so it like puts it in this diagonal. You know, it's so like puts it right here or something. It puts it like right around here. If you're over there and no one's over here. Now, if there's somebody in this dimension and in the other dimension, well, then it's going to come through that side. It's going to go through this area, and it's going to just show up on top of these blocks and come through here. And so I've been building up a little bit. So let's empty these out. This is just from testing and stuff. So we have a clean slate to work with. Man, I've got so many ender pearls just hanging out trying to figure this out. So anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to, well, you saw there that a bunch of pearls teleported, but then when we come through, we don't want to pick them all back up. That's not really how we want to do it. We could like fill our inventory with something else, and so we're not able to pick the pearls up, and then they would go into that chest, which is definitely an option. But then there's this whole thing of like, there's going to be like 100 stacks of pearls sitting here when you come through, and then it's going to take a really long time. So I came up with a different idea. We'll probably use that method quite a bit, but I came up with something else here. So I'm going to do something kind of weird. Yeah, and I'll be right back. All right, well, this is pretty hard and quite weird, but I logged in with my other account. I'm double controllering. I have 2 controllers in my hands right now, and yeah, I got my second player on the console. So this is something I haven't really seen talked about too much. This is the guy from the multiplayer server, my different account for that map. But anyway, what am I trying to talk about here? So this is something I haven't really seen done on the console too much, is people using 2 different accounts to accomplish different tasks that require there to be, you know, a bigger area loaded than what's possible in the console edition. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use this guy. You can see he's got a bunch of XP and stuff, a bunch of pearls because I've been testing this out. I'm going to have him sit over here in this dimension and keep it loaded for a minute. I'm going to exit the game with this guy first, and so all these endermen despawn, so they'll all spawn over in my farm. We can throw a bunch of pearls through, and then I'm going to open this guy back up while that's all going on, and I'll show you the difference there from when there's nobody over here and when there's somebody over here. Okay, there's still some tweaking I got to do here, but anyway, okay, so we've got a bunch of guys here, and we're going to orientate ourselves to where we can kind of see the portal as well. If we want to, we can just be like, bam, 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 we can look over there. Aha, okay. So now we gotta open up second player. So now we're over here in this dimension. And so let's think about this. So I'm gonna start looting some guys. And I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna like be over here and hold. I'm just gonna be mashing the button with one hand, and we'll be able to look around with the other controller. So let's go over here to where those ender pearls were all coming from last time. You can see there's nothing over here. We just killed a bunch of guys, and there's nothing over here. So let's look in this chest. Nothing in the chest. Okay, and remember, we just cleared everything out before we did that. So all of those ender pearls went somewhere. So let's check this chest. Aha! So we just got a couple stacks into this chest. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, so there's 2 methods to do this, I guess. It's kind of hard to explain, but let's try and think about this for a minute. So we could be here alone with no other controller connected. We could be throwing a bunch of pearls through that portal like so. getting all our XP. We're all good to go. We don't have to think about it. It's all just going through there. And it's going into an unrendered game code state where they're not actually there. And then when we go and load the area by going through the portal, then we all go to the same spot and we pick everything up. Which is definitely a good method if you want to mass transport like tons and tons and tons of pearls over there all at once. You could get more than an inventory over there all in one trip, so you don't have to, make multiple trips, which is pretty cool. But that's also not very good because we don't want to like have to pick everything up every time. We want to try and maybe use a different method as well. So that gave me the idea to use the second account. And so when the second account is in that dimension and it's loaded, then they're going to be coming through a second spot. So here's the thing, is we could make two different machines. We could make two different collection areas, one for when we've got the second controller and one for when we don't. And we could choose which system to use. Or we could use just a really big area and flood the whole area and just, no matter where they're going through, we're collecting the pearls all in the same place. And so that's what I'm going to do. Regardless of what method we use, we're just going to have a giant square of water that's going to collect the pearls from no matter which direction they're coming from. So we could use any method we want to. So that's the plan. I'm going to get some packed ice, some more purple stuff because we're going to keep with the purple theme when we're in the end dimension. Yeah, and we're going to build a little bit of a water stream dealio. And then I'll talk about the other portal and a couple other just random things that have to do with this whole thing because it's just so crazy. There's a lot to talk about here. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to get working on that. Words, I'll BRB. Okay, so this is how I'm going to handle it. I'm thinking, let's make some signs up. I guess that'd be probably the cheapest, wouldn't it, to block water. Okay, so let's go up here. See, I got a big square. So this is encompassing both of the areas where they were spawning. There's also a third area which I haven't talked about either, and it's because I don't know why they're spawning in the third area, but they were. I couldn't figure it out, but sometimes they don't come in out of this spot, and they don't show up in this spot. I don't even know. Show up, come out of, squirt from, teleport to, from the portal. You know what I mean. When they show up in this dimension, they'll come out either here or over here, and then sometimes in the middle. So what we did is we just went overboard and we got all of that space. So we're going to measure this out by putting water on that side and water on this side. So then where these connect in the center, is that 2? It is, whatever. Doesn't need to be symmetrical. We could always expand one side or shorten the other side or whatever. Anyway, we're going to put signs down the middle like so, and then we're going to dig out this channel. We could do like this because we're going to want to put ice down there. Yeah, and so we're going to make our little water stream that's going to collect all of the ender pearls into one little area. And then there's going to be the other issue of trying to bypass the hopper speed because these items are going to be way faster than just one hopper can pick up. So there's that issue as well. Let's put some ice down here because we'll measure out the second part too. Let's see how I'm going to do this. So it comes all the way out to there. And then because we can't have like a half slab like this and then water over here because then items will be on top of there sometimes. So we're just gonna have to drop it down again, like so. Should work out just fine. And this is how we're gonna continue our water stream. Anyway, what we do with them once they come out of this little deal, I haven't figured out yet. There's a couple different ways I want to do it, and I think what I'm gonna have is like an option. You'll be able to like select which option you want or something like that. So yeah, it should be pretty fun. There should be like a lot of redstone to this system. Yeah, it should be all like automated and pretty cool. So anyway, let's move on here. Let's finish up the water stuff, and I'll come up with the next step of the project. All right. Why can't I walk up this? Come on now, people. This is the most frustrating thing about the game. I don't care what we get for the next update. I want this fixed. God, this is stupid. How do I even, people? Oh, man. Mention that. So we went from 32 to 34 and a half just now. So there should be quite a few pearls that have gone through the portal. Yep, it's going off. I love how it's got the little beam. That's just so cool. Okay, so yeah, so let's hop through and see what happens. Let's try and fill our inventory up. We can't pick up any more pearls because these are all full stacks. So let's go over there and figure out what happens to them on the other side. I guess we can pick up one of them, but that doesn't matter, does it? Oh my gosh, okay. Here goes nothing. What in the heck are you even... Are you... How to... Dang it! Let's remember that. Let's go through the thing. And we picked them all up and they're up here. Dang it! Okay, so let's toss just a bunch of pearls in here. We've been over here, got a couple more levels. Let's throw a bunch more in the system. I really want to see this working, obviously. So, let's... It's so addicting, I can't stop. Okay, let's go over here. They're going through the system. So let's wait for them all to go through, I guess. Let's stand over here and wait. Okay. Alright, it looked like it stopped. So we have one stack and one pearl. So we're going to have one stack. Alright, we just picked up everything. Dang it! I was kind of hoping it wouldn't happen that way because of the water. I was hoping it would load the pearls and shoot them off first before we went through. But it, you know, it worked it worked the first time. So, alright, that's cool. That works. So now you know what we got to do. We got to do that again, and we got to try it with the second player and see if that also lands in the water. It doesn't matter how it happens. All we got to do is make sure that whatever system we've got, it's all getting picked up by that water stream. Okay, let's try this second controller time. All right. Well, once again, there's a bunch of pearls that have gone through the system, and they're still coming through. I guess, was that the last of them? Okay, so instead of going through ourselves, it looks like they're still filtering through it. Let's open up the second screen and see where they go. Okay, they should have loaded all right into there, and we should have seen that happen, and we didn't. So that's kind of worrying. We didn't pick any up. Why am I low on health, too? That's kind of weird. Something weird is going on. Oh, well, they're all down there. Okay, well, maybe it happened before it loaded. Yeah, probably. That's probably what happened. Oh, man, that's a lot. Oh, yeah. So that totally worked with that second controller method. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just trying to think about this. Like, so is it useful to use the second controller? Is it something where we want to have this guy hanging out here, like, you know, and block the end in this area as well? I don't think that that's worth it. I don't think that it's worth it at all. I think what we could do if we really wanted to is we could just log on and off periodically with our second controller and load everything in this area. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to AFK for long amounts of time, and then if I ever, you know, need a lot of pearls all at once, I can just, you know, have this guy and load the area, have all the pearls filter through, and then exit the area. That way, you know, all the pearls get dealt with, and I don't have to be making trips back and forth with that screen. Interesting, guys. This is so interesting. It's probably totally useless, but yeah, I mean, it sure is fun to try and figure all of this out. So, I think we figured that part out. It looks like no matter how we put pearls through there, we're going to collect them, which is cool. So now, let's figure out what we're going to do with them. Let's exit out of here, and probably get some redstone together. Let's, it's so crazy switching controllers and stuff. I recommend you guys try that. Try this out. Try and use two screens for something. Let me know if you got a cool idea for something to use two screens for. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to get some redstone stuff together, get some water stream stuff ready to go. And yeah, I'll show you the next step of the plan, which is to figure out a way to collect all the items without overflowing the hopper. All right. So my idea here, we're just going to come off right like this. So water can push an item over hoppers, like so. You see where I'm going with this, so let's grab some more chests. Alright, so what would be to happen if this was completely full? I said completely full, and some more items came through here. That's what I want to know. And they go right above, and they go into there. Perfect, that worked out really well. So this means we're always going to have a double chest full of pearls in this dimension, and I want to do that, you know, every step of the way. I just want to have a little buffer, just in case, like, I mean, I don't know, again, like, it's just for fun, just to see if I can figure out how to do it technically. It's not like it's going to be necessary at all. Alright, so let's finish up the ice stream. Let's work on the elevator, I guess, next. And let's try and figure out what we're going to do with these and how to get them through into the overworld and all that stuff and get out of there. Alright, so let's clear everything out of here. And let's toss some stuff through. just random amounts, big and small stacks, and all kinds of stuff. It's going straight up. Alright, so we just pushed a bunch of stuff through there, and it should have gone through the portal. I'm just down here making sure that there isn't anywhere that endermen can spawn. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. Just to make sure they can't spawn anywhere underground. Not like it matters. We don't have an enderman farm over here anyway. Okay, so the elevator should be working. And I put through a couple stacks of end stone stuff, but I'm going to put through a bunch of ender pearls just for the heck of it, because that's what we're going to be using for the system and stuff. And so I'm going to throw a bunch of those through, and we're going to find out where they come out of. And it's a little bit counterintuitive. I've already tested this out in a super flat world, and so I haven't done it in single player yet, in a survival world, and so I don't even know if it's possible, like, honestly, in this world. So this is a little bit of like a time sink maybe, and if this doesn't work. But anyway, let's pop through here and see if see where they come out. I'm pretty sure they're not going to come out wherever I slept, so we're going to have to go over to spawn. And oh, look at that, we're actually over at spawn. Why are we at spawn? Didn't we sleep in the base? Anyway, oh, check it out. And there's everything hanging out. So they just recently updated the game, obviously. Duh, with the elytra and everything. That update is what I'm talking about, not a new one. And they added this in, so stuff can go from the end to the overworld. Oh man, it's cool. Bam. So we just got all your ender pearls from that area, and they've all transported over here into the overworld. How cool! So you probably know what that means. Time for another item stream. We're gonna make an item stream from this spot right here to over at the base. I'll show you how far away that is. It's actually pretty close, which is pretty cool. So, basically what that means is that they're not coming out. It's so weird, guys. Entities, like mobs and items, they both come through at different spots. So items come through at your spawn point, your world spawn, and entities come through at 0, 0. It's pretty strange, but that's how it works. So now that we've figured that out, I'm gonna get some more ice stuff together. Actually, we could probably just, no, we gotta dump our stuff. Yeah, so anyway, I'm gonna get some more ice, and we're gonna start item streams from there over to the base, and then we're gonna have to come up with some way, like, to store them, some place to store them. Yeah, so that should be pretty interesting. Alright, looks like we're getting there. Okay, that's kind of a tongue twister, but I have a fish silo over here. That is so hard to say, a fish silo. Oh man, so there's like 10 or 12 double chests here. That are for fish from the Guardian farm and from the AFK fishing hut and everything. And when we want fish, we can come over here and we can get fish. Alright, so the plan is right over here. This is going to be the Enderpearl station. I'm going to pop out some of this stuff, and I'm going to make a little Enderpearl dispenser so we can stand on the thing and we can get a couple stacks of pearls. So what we need to do is we need to take a coordinate here. So we're at -410. So we want to be -400. Yeah, is where we want to be. We want to be about 10 blocks over because we want to have some room. So the tunnel we dig is going to have to go to -410. We got to remember that. All right. All right. Well, you can see what's going on here. We've got a little flood tray. So when items come through, they should come through the water and then be pushed down into there. So let's try and, can we throw an ender pearl down into there? We sure can. Okay, so then they're going to fall down to here. Then they're going to be pushed over to the side like so. We can get some more slabs out. And we put another slab there. All right, here we go. Okay, so slab there. So now everything's going to fall that direction. So now what we can do is block this off like that. I think that this should be good. Let's slide it up a little bit. Drop down here. Alright, so here's our tunnel. So you can see what happened there. We're just funneling it down into here. And again, no hoppers. So, alright, so now what I've got to do is ice and half slabs and, whoops, that's not what I want to do. And packed ice and all that stuff all the way back over to the base. So this is going to take a while. But for you, it'll be moments. Alright, I'll BRB. Okay, so we're going to do this weird little thing where we like prime the system by opening up our second screen here and getting our guy into position, right? So he'll be loading that portal, this area, and everything in between. So if we were to exit the game, when we load back up the game, we should be right back in that same spot. So now, the only Endermen in our world here that the game is loading are in our farm and not over in that dimension either. So we're going to get really good rates. So you can see the guys are piling up already, which is awesome. I think it's pretty fast. So we're going to kill a bunch of guys. There's going to be a bunch of Enderpearls that are going to go through the system. They're going to go into the other dimension area, the other part of the dimension. Okay, so you following along? I know this is complicated, guys. This is a crazy system, but, you know, it should be easy to use. It shouldn't be complicated using it. It should just be complicated setting it up. Okay, so a bunch of pearls went through there. I've been using my looting sword, so it's definitely a bunch of pearls that have gone through. So what we're going to do is we're just gonna hang out here. This character's job is now done. So we get to just chill. We get to look down at the ground so we don't anger any Endermen. I'm gonna put my controller down. We're going to open up second screen and watch all the stuff flow through. There we go. That was pretty cool how it all came through. Yeah. And so it's still coming through because the item elevator is staggering the pearls. All right. So those have all gone through the system now. So what that means is we get to go over to the overworld now, and we get to see all the items pop up into that item stream. Okay, we're probably going to pick them up, though, so here we go. Yeah, give me the cool trophy. Everything's great. Can I please exit? Oh, I got to do it with my other controller. That's kind of weird. Okay, all right. Oh, look at that. We came out a different spot, and all the pearls went into there. How perfect! It totally worked. You saw that happen, so let me give you one more little demonstration of this. So let's have our characters just hang out right here. Okay, so now our second screen is just chilling. Our first screen is clear to clear some of these guys out and put some more pearls through the system. So watch this. This is pretty interesting. So that other part of the dimension is not loaded right now, right? So the pearls are going to be stuck in stagnant space. They're not going to be going anywhere. Stagnant space? I'm making stuff up left and right. But you know what I mean. They're not loaded. They're ready to be loaded until we go through the portal. The pearl portal. Sure, why not? Okay, so what we're going to do is instead of with our second screen, have that guy go through the portal to load it. We're going to go through it with this main character. So we've been here. We've got all the XP we need. We've got a bunch of pearls ready to go. Now we can leave. I still haven't built the Enderpearl elevator or like the Lytra launcher or anything like that to get out of here. So it's still manual. But we will do it this way. So before we go through, we're always going to have to remember when we go through to fill our inventory up with something other than Enderpearls. Like that. So let's go through. That was a close one. All right, all the stuff went through the system. We're good to just walk out of here like this. And now watch the second screen, okay? Let's watch this happen. It should pop out right here on this guy and go into our system. Because there's a guy over here that's loaded the system. There we go. So we could either have this guy, second screen, over here in the overworld, like on a minecart following the items, so it loads the items so they go through the item stream. Or we could have this guy in the end. So we get to choose which part we want to AFK with our second screen. And I think I'm going to have the second screen be AFKing over here. So everything we do in the end dimension is going to be with our first controller. And then this is just simply going to be hanging out here as a way to load the area in this part of the world. Man, this is complicated and crazy. I hope you followed that. Oh, man. Yeah. Two hands at once. So guys, I think that's going to do it for me for today. I'm over here at the witch farm. I figured I would give this another look. I just keep coming over here thinking about taking this island out. And so I burnt down some trees it was kind of unrelated reason, but I figured I might as well kind of get started on it in case I do want to do that. So maybe one of these days I'll rip this island out and start building this second witch farm so we can make a double witch hut and potentially do a passive mob farm because look at all these animals down here. It's crazy. So yeah, anyway, getting ideas for just more epic projects before I finish my other epic projects that I have. So, oh man, sorry about that. You know, one thing you're going to learn is I have ambitions in this game. I like to start lots of things and I have a harder time finishing them. Can I hit myself once, please, with the bow one of these days? There we go. Oh man, sometimes that's really hard. Anyway, I think that's going to do it for me for today. Let me know if you liked what we did today, the Enderpearl transportation system. It's pretty cool, pretty technical, pretty complicated. So maybe in the next episode yeah, maybe I'll explain it a little better. We'll finish it off. We'll get stuff over to the base. We'll get the Enderpearl silo and stuff worked out so we can, you know, have a little storage system and have it dispense automatically and all that good stuff. But anyway, yeah, I think, like I said, I think that's going to have to do it for me for today. I'm running out of time. Had a good time recording the episodes. Leave me a rating if you felt like I deserved it. Sub it if you're brand new and you haven't already. As always, everybody, hope you have a really good day. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.